titillate the juices. You know what? Woo! Right now. Woo! Woo!
Dr. Hughes invites followers. Oh, let's see if they increase now. Me too. Yeah. Wow. Dr. Hughes.
Monkey's mock.
He's a great podcaster.
Tricky's mock.
Acknowledge me.
We coming for you, nigga. Fat!
Yeah, Dr. Hughes, here we go. Keep plugging yourself, that's cool.
First up, a man whose looks will serve your inner needs and desires.
Dr. Hughes.
Yeet.
That's right. We're still yeeting over here.
Yeet.
Where am I?
Yeet.
We did it. We're back. Look at us.
Yeet.
Shout out to everybody out there. The Sleaze is in the house. Look at my panel of one today. I sent some more links out. You never know who will show up. You know, just right in this pre-show deal, the intro there, I sent out clickety-clack. Maybe nobody will show up, you know? Sometimes people they're afraid of Dr. Huge. You know, Dr. Huge is like black. You know? So
That's it.
that has to be it.
That's exactly it. You're too black.
It's what the TV and the phone tells me all the time. So I'm running with it. I want my things, right? How does this DEI stuff stick around, Sleaze? And I'm still not working for any of these wrestling companies. How does that work? They're racist.
It's a conspiracy. Yeah.
Yep.
Racism is real.
Yep. No yeet to that.
No yeet.
That's right. Yep. Hire me, Triple H, or else.
Yeah.
You don't want to be like HB Nose Hairs there and be super racist and block Dr. Huge. Why else would he do it? It couldn't be because the Sleaze called him Leatherface on the show one time, right? Couldn't be because I said, you know, Kane punched his eyeball out or his nose hairs are all over. But it couldn't be any of those things. Anyway, you guys out there, if you're watching right now, get liking and subscribing and sharing. We need it. You guys aren't doing it. We've been doing this, 2 months or so? Hasn't even been that long. You know, we've been back. Let's fucking go. Press those buttons. Notifications. I don't want to keep asking for this stuff, but I will because apparently you have to. You know, every time I ask, the numbers go up slightly.
Slightly.
Maybe that will be the whole show. There are some podcasts out there, Sleaze, that you know, if it's an hour podcast, 45 minutes of it are like and subscribe and Patreon and this and that. Yeah, I don't even do that much. I have things to sell and promote. I'm in and out with it and I get back to the entertaining the people. Yeah. But yet some of these other podcasts that are like huge out here, they most of it's an advertisement. Do you want an advertisement show, everybody? All 0 of you in the chat right now, wake up. Wake Jesus. Up. I know it's the weekend. Fucking wake up, everybody. Let's get going.
God. Man, it's time to fucking go. It's a 3-day weekend for me.
Yeah. LFG. Remember? Hey, look at that. See how I segue? Let's talk about LFG.
LFG.
Look who's here. Look who decided to show up.
Oh.
Or kind of.
What's going on? What's going on?
Reezy's a vampire, but he is here, folks.
Especially you guys can hear me, right?
As long as we can hear you. Yep, you're sounding amazing.
All right, that's
awesome. John Cena in it right now, though.
Yep.
Yeah, you can't see me, John Cena.
You turned into Chewbacca for a second, too.
Oh, God.
Yeah, watch out.
Well, I am into his house with the Sleaze and the one and only Dr. Huge, and we here to talk some wrestling.
Yeah, that is
some wrestling.
Hey, before if anything happens, you like disappear or whatever, that happens sometimes on this show, everybody. So get your King Reezy questions in now. You know, so here's something for you. This Gabe Kidd, can you enlighten us, especially me and the Sleaze here? Who is Gabe Kidd? Why am I supposed to care about him? Because he keeps showing up on my feed the past couple of months.
Gabe Kidd I'm not going to say he's new, but he's a wrestler in New Japan Pro Wrestling, from the UK apparently. He's the guy's a decent wrestler. The guy's a good wrestler, but at the end of the day, nobody knows who he is. He has no star power. All he has is a big mouth. He goes on these podcasts and he shits on every major promotion, the WWE, AEW. And yeah, that's Gabe Kidd. But he's a good wrestler, but he has no star power.
And he took on Kenny Omega recently. That's where I started hearing about him, really.
In New Japan?
I think so.
Yes. Yes, I believe they wrestled at Wrestle Kingdom. I heard it was a really good match. But other than that, I mean, Gabe Kidd is only known in the New Japan territory.
Yeah.
You know, he's not known outside of here.
All right. Because there is a tweet out here. I do have it up somewhere. I'm probably not going to bring it up. You can go look it up yourself. But I kind of got put off by it once I saw that Sean Ross Sapp character there. And okay. I don't keep up with anything pop culture wise, even if it's wrestling, say, like some of I'm not watching the Pat McAfee show. I'm not watching Sean Ross and these people. And then they all fight amongst each other and create dramas to then boost their statuses and things. I'm not buying into it. I could care less. You know, I'm doing it. I'm doing it at a higher, more thoughtful level. Right, Sleaze?
Damn right.
Yep. Nobody's more creative than us. You know, imagine trying to come up with shows out of thin air when you don't even know who Gabe Kidd is. See? We're doing it. King Reezy's doing it as well.
Nobody cares about Gabe Kidd, and that's nothing. There's nothing against Gabe. Nobody cares. You know, it would be nice if people cared, but that's up to him. You know,
all right, let me read the tweet for you at least, because this entertains me. So maybe you got something with this, Gabe. He apparently has some argument or deal going on with Steph DeLander, who's also been showing up on my feed like all the time now.
Who was that?
Yeah,
tell him, Reezy. Who's Steph DeLander?
Steph DeLander is an up and coming. I'm gonna say she's an up and coming wrestler. She's been wrestling in the Indies for a long time. She recently just got signed by TNA. So she is
the digital media champion, right?
Yeah, she's kind of making her name right now. She's an upcoming making her name. She's not yet a star or a big name, but she's trying to build up to there and TNA.
She's not yet a star because we don't know who the fuck she is.
Exactly.
She's getting there. And I believe she will, because I think whatever's happening, giving her this digital media championship makes complete sense because she's all over the place. And having, like, I don't know how old PCO is. I think he's around 87 years old. But he was the digital media champion before, and you don't want a digital media champion to be 87 years old and not know technology, right?
No.
Shout out to PCO.
Yeah, I still think they need to change the name of that title.
Oh, see, he's already disappearing. That's that Metal Gear coming after him again. Boss.
There it is. There it is.
They caught him again. Break out of that, Guantanamo and try to get back on the podcast, Reezy. Thank you.
Jesus.
Thank you for that analysis. Maybe you'll be back. Maybe you won't, folks. See, that's what happens here. And you never know who's going to show up. Or
you had to get your questions in, like Doc said, because it goes like that.
Like the Sopranos around here. You know? So anyway, Gabe Kidd wrote to Sean Ross, fuck that, all caps, by the way, fuck that bitch Mance, and fuck his bitch Steph. I don't give a fuck too.
Okay.
So I don't know if this is all a big work. Like I said, I didn't look into it once I saw, the podcast wooden wall and the podcast light logo and all. I said, I'm fucking out of here, bro. I can't do this.
No.
I'm not into this stuff. I like real world business, not works within works within works, and get out of here. Unless it's like WWE stuff. That's more entertaining to me for whatever reason. But I get they're trying to cook up something over there, Sleaze. Is it entertaining you? Do you care about this?
I know nothing about it, so I'm gonna have to look into it. I like people talking shit, so I might like the guy, you know. Oh,
True.
there he is.
Kinda.
Yeah,
Yep.
somebody called me. People always choose to call me when I get ready to do something.
Oh man.
Doing great.
Reezy Studios. Don't call Reezy Studios 2 to 8 o'clock. There you go. I'm gonna make it. You know what? 2 to midnight, just in case we want to do
using
it.
my iPad.
Yep.
Jesus.
We figured it out. I just told everybody all about the Gabe Kid tweet. A lot of F words, like you alluded to.
That's how he talks. You should see him in interviews. He's like, good Lord.
Yeah, the Sleaze, that's going to be your favorite wrestler then, probably, I guess.
It might. Yeah, he sounds intriguing.
Nobody says the F word like the Sleaze.
Fuck right.
The master of the F word. It's like a whole nother language of just sentences of only the F word, but it's in different tones.
Yes.
So you understand what he means, you know?
You gotta, yeah, you got to say it differently for different expressions of the fuck word.
So LFG's coming tomorrow. I'm more excited about this show, this Tough Enough remake, which it is essentially.
Yeah.
More than tonight's NXT pay-per-view, even though we might talk about that later on in the show. But this LFG already there are wrestlers online and things that have been fighting with people. You see the clip with Bubba Ray Dudley?
Oh,
Anybody?
it was so good. So good.
So good. And Bubba Ray is such a natural heel. He's such a douche. He comes up so douchey. Like when he's like, immediately goes to, I have championships and blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, oh, it made me cringe so bad.
You got to give it to that one kid because he was really trying and he was sticking to it. You know, it was good. It's fucking, I can't wait.
Did you see that, Reezy?
No, I did not see that.
So there's this wrestler kid that's on this show, or I guess, they've already taped a bunch of this stuff, but he's up there on a stage and he's talking to what looks like an American Idol judge panel with Bubba Ray. I forget who the woman was.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I've heard about this.
And Booker T. And then they got into like an argument back and forth. And Bubba Ray just kind of too quickly, in my opinion, oh, you can't tell me shit. You can't say anything because I had tag team titles and blah, blah, blah. And I've been in the WWE. We get it. We know. It's just like when you do that, I get what you're doing. And he's probably doing it for TV reasons and things. But it just looks so bad. It makes you look like a clown. You know what I'm saying, Sleaze?
It does. I've heard about this. It doesn't surprise me. Bubba Ray, aka Bully Ray, I've always heard of him not being such a nice person in person. But it was probably all scripted. I think it was scripted, but at the same time, it wouldn't surprise me because I heard he's a dick in person. I've heard it from many people. Many people that Bully Ray is a dick in person. He shows it on his podcast.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Yeah, he shows it on his podcast. But, you never know with a lot of these wrestlers,
Definitely.
He's a heel in real life. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely came off like a bully. Something, and I don't know who this kid is or whatever. Maybe he is a douche.
That's the history. There was a lot of wrestlers that kind of didn't last long at WWE, like Paul London, Rene Dupree, if anybody remember him. Those guys all have a podcast, and they all say that Bully Ray was a dick. Like, I know Rene Dupree talked about he had a tag match with the Dudleys, and before he got backstage, Bully Ray told him, I can't remember what he said to Bully Ray, but Bully Ray was offended and he told him he was going to fuck him up and he actually fucked him up in the ring.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah, he fucked him up in the ring, and then he said he also bullied him backstage too. He said he hated Bully Ray, and I'm like, oh, this is great. This is great. Like
Man,
Bully Ray fucking people up is great.
that's a thing. And these are like jack dudes too. I couldn't imagine if I was in the wrestling business, I would be exactly like Jim Cornette. Oh yeah, you're gonna put your hands on me? Want to get shot? That's what he said to Brock Lesnar, basically. Like, you think I'm gonna fight you?
Yeah.
I'm going to shoot you, sir. So if you want to go there, I can't. I'm not going to be able to fight you. So bang
I'm
bang,
gonna shoot you.
bang bang gang.
I mean, if I was a wrestler, I wouldn't even want to be near, unless they liked me. I would not want to be near guys like the Dudleys or APA. They said APA used to fuck me, but they were Vince McMahon's hitman. Like, I wouldn't want to be near none of those big guys.
Nope.
If I bump into them, I apologize. But if you have an issue, yeah, I might have to shoot you, buddy.
And what's a little bit? I mean, instead of having to shoot somebody, because I would probably end up doing that. I'm not getting bullied by John Bradshaw like these, back in the day. He's a nice guy now, I've heard. Or, I'm not getting stabbed by Puerto Ricans.
Older, right?
I mean,
all the bullies get nice when they get older. Like, I don't do that anymore.
Not me. Yeah. Not me. I'm 46. I'll be 47. I'm still a bully.
Yep. I'm definitely joining the Bullet Club if I ever get a time machine and go back in the past and get into wrestling. And then I'll kick Kenny Omega out immediately.
Yeah.
Before he gets on any kind of a run, so I can stop all that before it even began, Terminator style.
It has to be done.
Yep. And then I can stop this. There'll be no Freddy Kruegers. There'll be no Jason Voorheeses in AEW out here just, taking up space, because I would have stopped Tony Khan too if I went back in the past. Yep.
Yeah. You heard the news? I heard some news on Tony Khan. Apparently for Grand Slam, he ordered the wrong ring.
Yeah.
I guess they're supposed to have an 18 by 18 ring, and he ordered a much smaller ring, and he had to ask one of the wrestlers if they can get him in contact to get a ring.
Yeah, they ended up getting like a ring from an indie promotion out there or something.
Yeah.
It looks amateur shit.
If that is true, this is unprofessional and very amateur shit. And if you want a wrestling promotion, how does this happen? Somebody needs to drug test this guy. Something is wrong.
This can't be him. He's not ordering rings and shit. There has to be some
said it was Tony. Maybe you're right. He shouldn't be ordering rings, but maybe, they said it was Tony. Maybe it wasn't Tony. But the drug testing has nothing to do with the ring. Because, I just feel like Tony, just in general,
it's got a problem.
Him on Fox News and interviews. The guy looks like there's something wrong with him. Like he's on something. And he acts like he's on something.
Well, he's partying. He's a friggin' billionaire's son.
Yeah, he's on his dad's yacht with all the chicks.
And this is when you run a corporation, it's top down, just like a team or anything else. It always starts with the guy that's heading it off. So,
right. Most billionaires.
But he needs to have systems in place to get the correct ring, even if you're going overseas. That's just stupid.
Well, AEW doesn't have like real corporate people working for them. They have wrestlers.
That's right. EVP.
They have their friends that's running the company, which is why the show is so bad. And Tony Khan writes a lot of this stuff, and it's like, maybe it's time to put the pen down and let real professionals do this. You can say what you want to say about WWE, but WWE is in business because they have extra real corporate people that knows how to keep that company together.
Oh, look at this. I want to show you guys a video, but
I
not
want to
this
see
one.
this.
I want to show you the Tony Khan, something related to what we're talking about. Where is this? 1 second, everybody. And there it is. Okay, let's watch Tony Khan get booed in Australia.
Yeah, this was Grand Slam.
Grand Slam.
It's a dream come true to be here in this arena. Thank you all for being here tonight. This is going to be one of the best nights ever in AEW. And we appreciate you all being here tonight. Thank you.
So I'm like, this guy was asking too, why is TK getting booed? And then you look in the thread here, and there was somebody that went to the show. Alyssa here says poorly relocated seating, poor communication, being relocated to an inconvenient location, no refunds offered, etc. So apparently the arena business over there in Australia too is a little, fucked up.
Well, this started off. It was supposed to be. I'm just going by what everybody's saying online. It was supposed to be a pay-per-view, and then they were in this big friggin' stadium, right? They couldn't sell the tickets, so they had to go to a smaller stadium. They had already sold tickets for the bigger stadium at pay-per-view prices. Then they go to the smaller one, which pissed everybody off. They didn't have a card until like last week. They didn't tell you what time it was going to be. It's gonna go down in history as like the worst booked fucking event in wrestling history. And then they get the wrong ring. Like, come on. What are they fucking doing over there?
It's just a toy, right?
Oh God.
Just for something to do during the day before you go and pound your face in a bunch of snow.
Ugh.
So yeah,
I love how when he was on the mic, he deepened his voice too. Like,
yeah,
he's not.
yes.
His voice isn't that deep.
That's his Batman voice.
Yeah. Welcome to Grand Slam.
Yeah. It's more like this. You know what it is? It's like if I like push my throat like together, maybe it will come out deeper. It's like, nope. You're no Dr. Huge or Sleaze or Reezy, TK.
No.
You sound like a whiny hoe bag.
It was like a child trying to sound like an adult.
Yeah. Thank you guys, for coming out to Australia for this, whatever this is.
He ends with, I'm Batman.
Yeah. You know what? I got nothing today because I feel like the shits, bro. I
think we all do. I feel like the shits. I got off at work at like 2:30 in the morning yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
It's the shits.
Total shit. The life is just makes you feel like the shits.
Mm-hmm.
Being around kids. I can't stand kids, man. You'll never see me on a Chris Hansen show because I can't stand kids, bro.
It's the shits.
You never be catching this guy. Might catch me at a Full Sail or one of these the NXT chicks. Apartments
once
like that.
Once their immune systems beef up.
Yeah, right. You might catch me at the airport looking for Oscar.
Oh God!
But never with Chris Hansen.
Oh.
So, because kids have cooties.
They have cooties.
You want cooties, everybody? I don't.
It's a lot of this, and then touching you and licking their hands.
Yep, got poop on their hands and snot and God knows what. God.
Got the pink eyes.
Yeah, pink eye. Who gets pink eye? Little kids do.
Yeah,
that's you.
Just wipe their ass and then start fucking with their eyeballs.
I don't know. How did we get to this? But it started with this Let's Fucking Go show, which that's what it looks like on paper. Yeah, Bubba Ray, you're a bully. I am hyped for this show. I always love the Tough Enoughs, and they really should be bringing it this time around. It looks like they are. good. Booker
Yeah,
T's
they got a good panel too. It's like Taker, Booker T, fucking Bully Ray. It's gonna be good.
You got to kiss Booker T's ass. That's all you got to do, and he'll be nice to you. I remember this from the old Tough Enoughs. But as soon as you start joking with him a little too much and this and that, don't do that.
Yep.
He'll fucking check you. So, some advice. Bubba Ray Dudley. Yep. But Bully Ray, though, fuck with him all you want. That's just entertainment. He looks like a goof when he tries to fight back because he fights back like a 12-year-old bully in the middle school. That's exactly how he acts. It's pretty wild to see a grown man act like, oh, I got championships, Sleaze.
I mean,
fucking
I got
embarrassing.
championships from fake fighting.
He has nothing. Here's my thing with Bully. Bully has nothing to prove. He does that a lot. I don't know why he continuously, when he gets mad at people, he talks about his championship. It's like, bro, listen, you don't have to tell us that. We know you are part of the greatest tag team of all time.
Right.
You don't need to continuously tell us that. It's kind of getting annoying. It's very annoying, actually. Not getting. It's very annoying.
I hate people that are constantly like, "Well, I used to be something."
Well, you're not,
John.
Yeah.
You're not anymore. So leave it alone.
Yep.
Yep.
Good God, these guys.
Fucking old.
You don't see Devon out here acting like this, you know?
No.
But hey, it's good for reality TV, so I'll take it for that.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Has anybody been watching any of these SmackDowns or even keeping up with it?
I mean, I've been getting clips. I don't know. The only thing I know that happened last night is the Charlotte Flair Tiffany thing, and that's about it.
And we already called that. We called that last week or the week before. As soon as she won the Royal Rumble, it's like her and Tiffany and Rhea and do we even know who yet?
No.
Well, she's gonna beat whoever they put up against her. I'm sure.
No, I'm sure.
And it can't be Jade Cargill. They got to still figure that storyline out. But that's something that went a little further last night. Nick Aldis backstage. I feel like every time I watch WWE, Bianca and Naomi are standing next to each other backstage talking to somebody. Like every show. It's kind of old.
Yeah.
But and it's funny. This was so unreal. Just this whole take, like a GM would ever do this. By the way, let me get the tag team that is looking to see who beat up Jade Cargill and sent her out for months. And he's got this tape, and I'm going to show these girls the tape. And he shows it to her, and it shows Liv Morgan and Raquel near the ambulance, as if that means anything. And then he's just like, "Yep, there you have it." And they're like, "We knew it. We knew it." It's just like they're walking by. You know, like no GM would ever do that. Go, well, I got proof, but it's not proof. It's just like he's causing, like he's stirring the pot. You're the GM.
He's causing more shit.
Yeah.
Can we just get this fucking angle over with? Like,
Please.
it's so boring. It's so boring.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my thing. First thing first, I need WWE to start making things feel more real. Because like you said, a real GM wouldn't do that. It would have made sense for the cops. Oh no, the FBI or somebody just to bring them in a room and show them the tape. Now that could happen.
Yeah.
And the whole thing and the whole Liv and Raquel thing, all it showed was them walking after, Jay was getting put in the ambulance. And it's like, well, that doesn't show anything. I think this happened, and this is just my opinion. I think this happened because they had no direction in the beginning.
Of course.
I don't think they knew who attacked Jay Cargill before they even did the freaking segment.
Yeah.
And, to me, it's like, why do it? It's been this long. They've waited so long to reveal this. I don't think people really care anymore. I don't think people even care that, and this is nothing against Jade, but I don't think people care that she's gone. Because let's be honest, she came over to WWE. They jumped her to the main roster, where she should have went to NXT.
Yeah.
And she was already a not so good in AEW. She came to the main roster and she's been there on the main roster for like a year or two, and she has not elevated or evolved or gotten any better in the ring. That is a problem. So it sounds like to me they took her off TV either because of that, or they just made a stupid decision and thought they would have somebody to reveal this, and they don't.
I think it's just a fluid situation because I think she had an injury, right? So they're just waiting on an injury, and
Yeah.
like,
That's what I heard. She got an injury, but then at the same time, she's on Instagram and all these social media sites taking pictures, partying, going on these boat cruises. I mean, she's having the time of her life right now. So it's like, is she injured or is she just waiting for a phone call?
yeah. And that's the
Either
one I
way,
would
who
see.
cares?
That's the one exactly. That's the one I would see going up against Rhea, but not this year. And then Bianca, right? I mean, Bianca seems like the pick, but she's tied up with all this other horse shit.
Yeah, that. I think Bianca in a tag team is not needed.
No.
And same thing with Naomi, but WWE has proved, and they've showed us this through visual, that they have no interest. And I know fans don't want to hear this, but WWE has no interest in putting the championship on Naomi. They have no interest.
And I don't either. And nobody in the crowd really has that.
So
it's like, it's one of those things we all know. As soon as I saw the women's IC belt and the US belt, I'm like, those are Naomi's.
Yeah.
I thought she was going to win it right out the gate, and they were just going to be like, yep, that's like your cap, basically. Like, we've seen enough. That's what like good
she gets a little
do. They just
gets
like
a
cap
pop.
you.
Right, yeah, don't get me wrong. She gets a little pop when she comes out, but WWE doesn't care about that. They don't care about that. They know who they want to be their stars. They know who they want to put over. As far as Mania goes, things are looking very interesting. They feel like they're trying to swerve us. They did it with the Jey Uso thing. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but if Jacob Fatu gets in this chamber match, just give it to the guy.
Yeah.
Give it to the guy.
Absolutely.
He's red hot right now.
He is red hot right now.
His promos are killing it. He's doing it all out
And
here.
one thing I like about Jacob Fatu, he sounds like a real person. One of my biggest problems with professional wrestling, when these guys talk shit and shoot their promos, they don't sound like how we would talk to each other in real life.
He sounds
Jacob Fatu shoots a promo like he's talking to you on the street in real life.
Yeah.
Right.
These Samoans, these West Coast Samoans, they're real. You should look them up. They actually had street gangs and shit in the 70s and 80s and things. Like,
That's where Jacob's from, man.
yep. So he acts like one of those guys, and it makes complete sense. I love it.
And then you have Cody Rhodes.
yeah. The total opposite. Corporate, non-realistic, doesn't feel genuine.
What do we want to talk about?
Oh, he came out. I watched the beginning of SmackDown, and he did that, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not watching 3 hours. Yeah, I talked myself out of watching AEW now. I definitely don't watch Collision. Sorry, Thunder Rosa. I do like you a lot, though.
Yeah, that's
3
another
hours
one.
SmackDown. You know what? I've kind of had it. And now you got me paying for Monday Night Raw. And Monday Night Raw's taken a step back from when it started out super hot being on Netflix. I'm paying for a lot of this wrestling now. You guys in WWE better step your fucking game up. You better. Get a little edgier. This stinks so far.
Preach it. I mean, I just think that, Monday Night Raw on Netflix, I get it. This is WWE trying to move everything to streaming. But it's like, if we're going to pay to watch your show, you have to give us better product than a lackluster bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like
right now. Especially right now, because we're in WrestleMania season. You know what I mean? Like compare right now to last year. Last year was fucking crazy. This is very, very lukewarm,
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys just
But
remember back in the day, like the Attitude Era and stuff, where when a guy would come out, HBK, The Rock, Triple H, Stone Cold, whoever, I was always had this feeling like, what are they gonna say?
Yeah.
I always like, well, what is this guy gonna say? And it's these days, Cody comes out, Roman comes out, whoever, any of their top stars, even Seth Rollins, and I love his promos generally. I'm not like sitting on the edge of my seat going, oh man, what are they gonna say tonight? Because nothing they can say is going to be edgy. And you need that edge to make people go, oh man, is this gonna be like a big deal? Is it going to be hilarious? Like the crowd owes over the like most mundane stuff. Like they'll be like, remember when I brought up with him and Punk and Seth Rollins is like, you don't have kids, and everybody's like, whoa, whoa. He said he didn't have kids. I'm thinking to myself, okay, like that's literally not even fighting words. That's just you just go, oh yeah, yep, you stated a fact. It's just, I don't know, these guys, and then they try to manufacture it with in-ring promos. Like last night, LA Knight and The Miz did a promo, and I like that. You're trying to get something going and things, but even that, it's like, it just doesn't feel like the old days, and it's because nobody's making this real at all anymore.
Yeah.
That's why.
That's exactly the case, because like Reezy said, Jacob Fatu comes out and he sounds like he's really going to beat the shit out of somebody. But then you got a Cody Rhodes, or it's all generic. They're all saying the same shit. It's really gotten stale.
it has, and the excuses. Here's the thing: the excuses will always be, well, Cody Rhodes gets a big pop when he comes out. It's about the people who pay for the tickets. Yeah, okay, I get it, but you also have to tune in to the people that's watching from home too, because we're also spending money. We are spending money on Netflix, so it's not just them. It's not just them. So I think what Cody Rhodes is, I'm not going to blame it all on him, but they got to get him into more feuds. They have to get him into better segments. They have to have him do more than the lackluster stuff they're writing for this kid. This kid is world champion. When was the last time he defended the belt? When was the last time he was in a big segment or rival that we actually cared about? Mm-hmm. I don't care about Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens anymore. I definitely don't care about Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, because we've seen that for the millionth time. So please don't do that at Mania.
Oh, they are.
Oh, we know they are. Like we how many times are these guys gonna fight each other?
Yeah, and Sammy talked about that last night. KO and but the only guy that can actually like bring that excitement again. Oh, the Sleaze just disappeared. But the only guy that can bring that excitement is The Rock still. And it's because he's motherfucking people and he's, bloodying Cody Rhodes and things like nobody else is doing that. And we need more of that. Are you still with me, Reezy?
I'm with you, man.
All right. Yeah, the Sleaze is only going to be able to stay for the first hour anyway. I may even bounce out after a while. I'm feeling like crap, this
man,
weekend.
If you're not feeling so well, man, get better, bro.
Thanks. I'm fighting through it. We'll get better. That's why I can't even have any Seth Rollins juice this afternoon or anything during the show. So that's how you know I'm sick.
My ideal is, okay, like there's this talk of a triple threat of Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre, and Seth Rollins. And see, no, my bad. Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk. But then it's kind of like, well, you get those three big names in a triple threat. That's cool, but it means nothing if they're not fighting for anything. It means nothing. I don't want people. I really don't want to hear now. Oh, a championship doesn't always have to be dependent. You're right, it doesn't. But they need to fight for something. You need to give me a reason to watch this match to understand what are these guys fighting for. What does this do for the winner at the end of this match? You know what I'm saying? Like, Where do they go from here? Because right now they're going nowhere. I mean, they need to figure something out. You guys got so many championship belts. You guys got not just like 7 WWE titles. You guys got TNA titles now. So it's like just so much you guys can do.
You got to click up, man. I'm telling you, more factions, larger factions is the route. Look at what the Bloodline's done. They're one of the biggest factions out there. You got Bloodline in and Bloodline 2. I mean, and look at the business that they've done. The NWO, the DX stables and stuff, when they would have tag teams in China and X-Pac and everybody, you know, like, let's go, guys. There's so many of these wrestlers. There are a ton of belts now, but I mean, you give a couple groups a couple belts. Here's one for you. I was thinking about this week because the Judgment Day is looking for a new member. You know who would be a great member for the Judgment Day? Kevin Henry Owens.
Yes.
Perfect fit.
That'd be great.
He's an individual in a group that's a group of individuals, basically, that are all bad guys and douchebags, but he wants friends, right? He's like, my friends aren't saving me, and they're teaming up with Roman Reigns. Like, well, guess what? The Judgment Day ain't going to do that. They're basically clicked up bad guys, and that would fit him perfectly. He could lead it.
Yeah. That's a great idea. And I don't understand why they haven't.
Yeah, that's a brilliant idea.
Judgment Day's looking for a new member. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Owens is looking for new daddies.
I've heard rumors of Malachi Black. Returning and becoming that. But then at the same time, I'm like, okay, if you put Malachi Black in there, he's probably going to want his wife in there with him, which means you will have too many girls. So that means who are you going to kick out?
Yeah, Malachi Black needs to be by himself.
Right. I mean, because that's what I'm saying don't make sense. Because if Malachi Black joins, he's going to want his wife to join, which they'll make happen. Then there will be literally 3 girls in there. And that's not going to work. Which means if you kick Liv out, you might as well kick Dom out too, because those two work together like, you know.
Well, we're going to deport Dom soon.
Yeah, we got to deport Dom. I think Dom is ready to leave Judgment Day. It's time to keep him a heel. He has to stay a heel, but get him out of Judgment Day somehow.
Yeah,
man, Judgment Day.
It's overdue.
That the team that Edge built is all breaking up already, because that's what would happen if they lose Dom. That's pretty much it for the Judgment Day.
Unless they get Kevin Owens.
Unless they get Kevin Owens. And, you know, he doesn't play well with anybody. He says he wants friends, but he doesn't really want friends, you know?
No, he's an awful friend.
And then, you know, he almost crippled his buddy there. He cut a video last night, played it on SmackDown, and he made a lot of points that, you know, the marks out here talk about, where they're like, yeah, we've seen this and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I know this has been going on forever. And the funniest thing I took away from it, he's like, you did this over wrestling? Over a wrestling match? And it's like, yeah, that part of it's good. Like I said, more reality. That's what I like.
Right.
You're going to try to.
There's just nothing. There's nothing interesting. There isn't one feud that I'm like, oh, I can't wait till Mania. There isn't. I don't know.
Punk McIntyre was the last one. After that, it's been like, You don't like that Solo's going after Cody Rhodes?
No, we've seen this. I don't know why they're recycling all this shit.
Yep. But now it might be Solo and Jacob Fat too, because, you know, all this funny business at the end of SmackDown last night. Solo's trying to get back into Jacob's good graces, but he accidentally clotheslined or something, Tama Tonga instead of Cody Rhodes. And then Jacob Fatu is like, what the hell? You know, and that whole thing we've seen a trillion times in, you know, wrestling TV. But yeah. At this point, I'm good. Jimmy Tops doesn't, he like Solo, says he sucks. There you go. Shout out to you, Jimmy Tops.
All right.
He doesn't suck. it's the storyline and what they got going for him at the moment with him not being the tribal chief anymore. Sucks. Get retweet and get share and hit the like button. Let's go, everybody.
think right now Solo's a dead man, man. I don't know. Jacob Fatu, he had that look in his eyes. When he said, that's that death look.
Mm-hmm.
Then
But he loves Solo. Loves.
So he says. Physically. Yeah.
Physically.
In a Chris Hansen kind of way. Yeah. But yeah, Jacob Fatu is definitely the most believable. Drew was out there. This is the beginning of the show, by the way. Cody Rhodes. They all got into it. Promos were cut. They were good. Yeah. And then I hit on all the other points with that. So I'm done with Solo and all the Fat Twos for now, unless you guys have anything else you want to point out about this whole, almost like a mediocre, meandering angle.
no, other than it needs to be Jacob Fatu and Cody at Mania,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if they really want to swerve people, Jacob needs to win. And Jay needs to win. And I know a lot of people that are just, well, why Jay? Well, what was the point of him winning the Rumble? Jay's an underdog that's more over than half of your top stars. A tag team guy that people didn't think would make a good singles. But you know what? He's more over than half of your roster. And he won the Rumble.
Yeah.
So what was the point of having him win the Rumble if he's not going to win? This is a guy that just needs to just win at Mania. He can have a short run as champion. That's fine. But he needs to win at Mania. Because you can't do Gunther and Jay Uso 3 times and he lose all 3 times. You're basically giving us the same match.
It's going to be interesting either way.
It's going to be very interesting.
Because there are pros and cons to both.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But I want to go back to what you were saying a little bit earlier about stables. There's so many things they can do with stables, man. I mean, they had something with Imperium, but they fucked it up. And
they saved Sami Zayn's career.
Yeah.
He was like on his way out. And then he knocked on Roman Reigns' door that one day. He's like, remember that face? He's like, oh no, I'm going to try to hang out with the cool kids. And then he blew up and got into the WrestleMania main event and everything. So that's what stables can do, because the larger the stable, right, then that means the larger the storyline, because it encompasses all these different people and it makes it easier to write sub storylines, if you will. Just go look back at the fucking 90s. Exactly that. It just, all it does is it keeps everybody looking strong. Because if you could lose every match every week, like Virgil, you put on an NWO shirt, you're standing next to Hulk Hogan sometimes, too sweetened, and you are like up on that level. That's just, it's subconsciously even to people. And so people be like, oh, no way, Virgil and Hulk Hogan. But you get what I'm saying, like to kids and everybody else, it's a gang. So the gang is winning. You're not really a loser anymore.
Well, it's even like when they did, Roman, Rock, and all that stuff. They had Seth Rollins involved. They had Solo involved. They had McIntyre, like you said. Right. Everybody was involved with that, and you get invested, and it's easier to write.
Come on, let's go, WWE. We got to get this faction together. The new NWO, if you will, anti-bloodline, whatever you want to call it. Build that bloodline back up. Make it one huge group with all your Samoans. You can put them over, make them all baby faces. I think what can come out of the Bloodline 2 right now, and because everybody loves Jacob Fatu, and he's a bad guy, and he tells everybody he's a bad guy, and people are still cheering him like how the man was. But, eventually the man becomes babyface. Jacob Fatu is going to become babyface. He can bring the rest of the group with him. One big bloodline. And they go against Drew McIntyre, Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, all the people that justifiably hate them for when they were bad. It's there you go. It writes itself. We got 5 more years of this.
It'll be like back in the day how they did NWO versus the World. how the NWO got so big they went against WCW. So it was like NWO versus WCW. They can do that with the Bloodline.
Mhm.
Add them all together and just have the Bloodline go against WWE. Be like, yo, we don't work for you guys no more.
You could do it either way. They could be heels or baby faces. I would say start with baby faces because the original Bloodline and the Bloodline 2 were both bad for so long. But and then you could do the flip it. You just basically, instead of WCW being the good guys like WWE, the WWE are more of the they're just the resentful assholes because these other guys that were really bad guys, and that could be the whole angle that they push this thing on, so it keeps it going. Like what Drew McIntyre's basically been doing this whole time, or Kevin Owens. They were all like, "We're right. I was wrong. You guys saw it. I was wronged over and over, and now I'm fighting back, and now I'm the bad guy. How does that work?" So
The thing with factions too is like you can have inner struggles. You know what I mean? Like there's always like a leader of the faction. Then there's always like one or two people that are like, well, he's not a good leader. I should be the leader. And you have all that inner fucking turmoil too. And it's I don't understand why they're not doing stuff like that.
Yep. Get back to that. I would do that. I'd bring back all the factions and then bring back more authority backstage. I know people didn't like it, but I'm telling you, it did carry a couple years of WWE when it was just horrific wrestling and no storylines. The only thing really going on was the authority because they're like that goofy, could do like just a wild card you need in the mix. And it should be something in management. And then they get involved in matches. And so we haven't seen that stuff in years. And it doesn't have to be every week. Just sprinkle it in here and there.
The fuck?
Was that you, Reezy?
Yeah, that was my iPad that went off.
No, that's I like it when your Alexa goes off. Alexa.
No, that's funny. But yeah, you're right, man. And also one thing I need WWE to do is not every match on your card has to be 10 to 15 minutes. Not everybody needs to go that long. And it's nothing against the wrestlers, but some people just that much TV time is not needed for them because nobody cares that much. And I think that drags the show. So when I'm paying for Netflix and you're giving me 3 matches on a 2-hour show, that's a problem. That is a problem for me. Because 2 of those matches.
Plus, if you're gonna build up a guy like Jacob Fatu, he needs to have like a couple of weeks of going out and beating people in like fucking 2 minutes. That's how you make monsters. It's going out with those squash matches.
And it's not hard to do. Here's why it's not hard to do, Sleaze. No. Because they got so many people. WWE's roster is so big. You guys got so many people that sitting at home or sitting in catering, not doing anything. Give them that TV time for him to squash.
You know what their problem is too lately is they're focusing way too much on the big belts. They're not focusing on the IC, the United States tag matches. You know what I mean? Everything is about the main event with them, where they're losing a lot of the interest of writing good storylines for like the mid cards and tag teams and shit. So you're only getting that one overall like Cody story on SmackDown or the Jey Uso on Raw. And then they're just throwing people out there having 15-minute matches with nothing behind it.
No, you're right.
Reminds me of last night again, the LA Knight, Miz. I understand what they're doing. So Shinsuke comes out, cuts a promo, which I love, by the way. I love those in-ring Shinsuke Nakamura promos in English. In English.
Yes.
The best. But then LA Knight comes out, of course. The Miz comes out. I forget what succession. Then they start a promo battle. Then they have a match right there in the spot because they're already in their underwear, right? So why not wrestle it out? I believe LA Knight wins, goes face to face with Nakamura, wants that US title match back. This is just some lame shit that we've seen a million times that would happen in a 2K video game. You know, it's just very mediocre. It's such filler. Like, what the hell is this? I understand what you're doing, and I do like a promo battle. Do something like that, but I mean, get edgier. I'm not watching SmackDown for 3 hours if you keep doing this. It stinks.
3 fucking hours. Oh.
Pissing me off.
Even, I work at night, and even if I didn't work, I don't think I'd watch it. It's just too fucking long.
And then Chelsea Green comes out and she's going to wrestle somebody. She's a champion, by the way. I go, you know what?
Yeah.
I don't have time for this tonight. I watched that first, 30, 35 minutes, and I'm like, I'm out of here. Give me some storylines. Go big, bloodline type storylines for your mid card, for even your lower card.
Yes.
They're not. Was Carmelo Hayes going to be in the main event of WrestleMania or something? Then do something with him. It's a TV show. I don't want to just see him come out there and beat R-Truth. Oh, R-Truth probably bumped into him backstage and said something stupid. Now they're going to have a match, and we're going to keep him looking good. No, write an actual TV show. Write a program for this that goes on week to week to week to week. Not necessarily with R-Truth, but you know what I'm saying. Fuck.
Well, even like Chelsea Green, right? She's promoting herself more as the women's U.S. champion than the company is. There hasn't been a storyline for her. And the only thing that's keeping her hot is her online. That's it. Why have those belts? Why introduce those 2 mid-card belts if you're not going to do anything about them and still just care about the main belts? I don't get it. And they're saying that they're going to introduce another belt now.
Wow.
For what?
Wow. The Speed Championship isn't enough?
Oh,
my God. Oh, they're going to bring back the 24/7 belt?
I don't. Why have so many championships if you're just going to focus on the main ones?
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it. That's a real problem right now that they're having.
How about this?
Because like, who's feuding with Chelsea Green
Meechin.
going into WrestleMania? Meechin, that we've seen 100 fucking times. Who's challenging Braun Breaker? Who's one of the hottest things right now? And your champion.
I would have Braun Breaker spear an online influencer every week.
Oh, yeah.
Just hire one of them goons that come out there. I'm sure Logan Paul has a whole black book full of them. Every week, Braun Breaker comes out. I don't care if he has a match or not. At the end, at the beginning, backstage, off a cliff. Spear somebody, and preferably an influencer that's a big dork. Not me, by the way. I'm not an big dork, but not an influencer.
We're bad influencers.
Yeah. They would be like, hey, we got this spot for you. Triple H would come to me with that backstage. I'm going to have Braun Breaker spear you after you, act like an asshole. And I'd go, sure. And then as soon as my spot would come up, I'd roll out of the ring. What do they call that? Not sandbagging. They call it dusting, or they call it, there's a wrestling term for, when the match starts and the heel just rolls out of the ring. There's a term for that, and I'm sure in the chat somewhere. Tell us.
I can't think of it.
It's a funny word too.
Yeah.
God, can't remember.
I like sandbagging. That's a good one.
That's when, like when Hardcore Holly supposedly sandbagged Brock Lesnar, and then Brock Lesnar's like, "Fuck you," and he dropped him on his head. Apparently, that's the story. Yeah. The Netflix title sounds good. Better than the Speed title.
Oh, come on.
It is better than the Speed title. You got to give it that.
No more fucking titles.
Especially named after companies, corporations, and shit.
Yeah, no. That's an AEW thing.
So AEW.
Fucking TBS championship or whatever the fuck they have.
Oh, my God.
All right. Well, I got to get going. I gotta take
Thanks
off
for joining us this afternoon.
Nice, Sleaze. You keep up, man. You got to catch up.
Yes, sir. All right, man.
All right, do your plugs.
Peace and love,
Catch
brother.
you guys later.
His plugs are everywhere. Hit him up online, everybody.
Everybody follow the Sleaze,
Yes, like
man.
and fucking
That's
share.
right. Hit them buttons out there for all of us, for each other. Thank you.
Yeah, everybody
Yep.
go follow the
Yes.
Sleaze.
Fucking right.
All
All
right,
right,
take it
see
easy,
you
man.
guys.
And everybody out there, you never know. You could be on the show one day, Jimmy Tops. I know. You said you wanted to come on the show sometime. You've been a caller before. We can always have people call in. We could do it right now if we wanted. You want to take some callers?
Let's take some callers. I mean,
All right. You know,
anytime-
they're afraid of us.
yeah, I think we follow each other.
Hold on. Where's the number here? There, it's around here somewhere, folks. Hold on. There you go. If you want to call in with any hot takes you have on what we've been discussing or anything else that's going on in wrestling or the world, you know, I know everything about the world, Reezy.
Oh yeah, he's a good conspiracy theorist.
That's right. And the conspiracy theorists have been killing it lately. Getting everything right around here. Hey, let's look at this. Look at this picture. And bring my videos up. Boom. Did you know that was supposed to be a new Papa Shango? And then it turned into him joining the Nation of Domination instead?
Oh, really?
And look at him. That's what he would have looked like. It would have looked like a meaner, more like a realistic version, pretty much.
Yeah, I know Vince really liked The Godfather. You know, they're really cool. I think
this would have been sick.
Yeah. The Godfather was over though back then.
He was. But this is pre-Godfather. This is pre-Nation
Yeah, Papa
Domination.
Shango, yeah. Pre-Nation of Domination. I think it would have worked. I mean, I think his run in Nation of Domination, not too many people kind of remember that, unless you're a real wrestling fan. I think the Papa Shango gimmick would have been better. I wonder why they didn't do it.
Well, they had the Nation of Domination instead for him. They're like, yeah, we're just going to put you in over here, pal.
Yeah.
It worked out because he started pimping in the Nation of Domination. The rest is history. Ugh. Hold on. Think I'm dying. Hold on. Nope, not dying. Not yet. Probably just gassy. So yeah, Papa Shango, that would have been cool, but you know, whatever. Tony Khan got booed. We already played that. I mean, imagine going all the way to Australia and you get booed at your own show. That sucks. That must stink. Did you hear that news about Corbin? He believes there's one person in the WWE and he thinks he knows who it is. He's not going to say any names though, but they got him released.
Yeah, I heard that. Here's my thing with Corbin, and I'll say this: he wasn't a bad wrestler. He was a good wrestler that was turning chicken shit into magic, and I think him being released was a good thing. Now he can go out and get better creative treatment. Why are you complaining about being released from a company where creative sucked for you? You said it yourself, creative sucked for you. So why would you want to stay in that? So whoever got you fired, to me, saved you. But, you know, maybe.
Could it be Nia Jax?
A lot of people are saying Nia Jax.
That's funny because that was the same person that Coach thinks got him fired. Jonathan Coachman.
Yeah.
So she seems to throw her weight around a lot backstage, huh?
Yeah, that's what it seems like. She seems like she's the one that if you piss, there are always those couple of people that if you piss off, it could be your job. And it sounds like she may be one of those people.
And as many of you know, I'm a big competitive reality TV guy. I'll watch a lot of that garbage. And there's a thing where the dominant women, dominant bitches basically in these houses always have the other weaker bitches like cook them eggs and get them coffee and do this stuff. And I found it really funny when Nia Jax was quoted and after doing an interview that there were problems with a few girls in the locker room, and she's like, we get each other like food and drinks and stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, it's just her. She's getting all these other girls to like bring her stuff and to keep her happy because she's the Bully Ray back there. I'm guessing, and usually when I guess on this stuff, I'm right. So I'm just saying, expert analyst, journalist. I think Nia Jax is, like I said before, throwing her weight around with everybody, getting Coachman fired. Imagine if she really got Corbin fired and that was the real story to come out. That would be so funny. I'm thinking it's somebody, more corporate in the business side. But, it is funny that within the past couple of months, there are people that have been let go from WWE. One of them says the name and the other one doesn't. So if it was Nia Jax, this is some good old times for me because I'll be making fun of that for a while. Then he joined Right to Censor. That's right. Godfather. He was pushed to the moon.
Oh, yeah.
And he hated it. How about that?
I mean, not just that. They have one of the worst theme songs of all time.
Mm-hmm. Obnoxious theme song. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be too happy either. Imagine you're the Godfather. You're selling all this merch. You're getting like sometimes the biggest pop of the night, and they're like, "No, now you're, against all this." And he's like, sell no merch, make no money. Yep. And he hated Stevie Richards for it. Stevie Richards has a whole thing where he was being bullied by the Godfather, essentially backstage. Again, just like Bully Ray, a lot of bully talk tonight. That's why Steiner's on the cover on the thumb of this, I guess, because he's another. He was a bully. The Steiners, both of them. You know what, Reezy? I think what fixes your thing. You need a light on you, and then you'll show up in front of your stuff. Your background.
I've been told that. I have been told that.
Grab a ring light someday. They're probably like $10-$20 by now. They're like,
I'm gonna grab one. I'm actually gonna grab one this week. This coming week.
Then we can get to see the Reezy and you don't have to be John Cena anymore.
Oh yeah.
How about this for a laugh? This gave me the best laugh of the week. AEW Dynamite voted best TV show of 2024 by the Wrestling Observer.
Wow.
Can you believe that, folks?
This guy is an AEW bootlegger. All he talks about is AEW.
Mm-hmm. That's all he talks about. Look at him. There he is. Dave Meltzer, Wrestling Observer guy right there. Top.
And I'm not a fan. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't call myself a fan of JD from NY, but he's right. Everything he's been saying about AEW is right. He's right. This show is awful.
You mean it's not the best?
Yeah, and I mean, AEW has too much amazing talent over there to be booking shit. How do you have all that amazing talent and you booking shit?
Eric Bischoff's still giving him the business out here. It's getting sad, Dave. Just give it a rest. A lot of coping. Ever since Cope came around, he's been coping even harder. I don't know if there's any correlation there, but Dave Meltzer, settle down, man. Now you're saying Netflix is lying about Raw and things like. Probably not, because I'm watching Raw and I'm not like watching anything else at the moment. I'll watch NXT sometimes. I'll watch AEW in passing once a month, maybe. Definitely don't watch any wrestling all weekend, except for maybe like a PLE, which we have one tonight. There's too much wrestling, guys. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, literally every day of the week there's wrestling. Okay, we've gone full idiocracy. I guess we're all just going to watch wrestling every night. Like, really? I know I do like mainly like a wrestling podcast, but this is my show. I'm just going to talk about whatever. Who knows? Next month, I'll be talking about something else because these wrestling people, they're giving me too much to try to keep up with, and the majority of it is what is it, Bret Hart?
It's the shits.
The shits. So step your games up, like I said, especially WWE Raw Monday night. I'm paying for this now. Give me some Rock coming out here swearing. I mean, you started hot the first week or so. Even on NXT, The Rock came out there and swore at me through TV, and I was fine with that. I'm good with that. But then we just took our foot off the gas, and we're in cruise control now, apparently. And guess what? Your main title, held by Gunther on Raw, is secondary to Cody Rhodes and his cringe act on SmackDown that I don't even really watch anymore.
What do we want to talk about?
Do you see where I'm having a problem with all this stuff? Yep. I don't watch SmackDown. I ain't paying $50 to just watch it on Sling. That's right, Paladin. I wouldn't either. That's insane. $50. Yeah, this streaming business sucks. Because why couldn't WWE just stay on Peacock and put the WWE Raw in there? Now I got to pay 2 different things? And you know they're going to go to 3 eventually. Fuck this. Paying for all this wrestling and stinks. Give me what I want.
It definitely stinks. It's horrible.
So that's our hot takes on wrestling going forward. Like it was getting, more eyes on it. It was getting better. It's definitely better than what Vince was doing. God, imagine if they got rid of Vince 10 years ago. Like we could have maybe already gotten over this point, but they're just making a lot of money, and now they're becoming stagnant in a lot of ways because they're like, well, why change anything? We're making money. Making more money than ever. Logan Paul's here, everybody. Like that kind of stuff. And it's just, I don't want it. By the way, if you like this show, if you're watching this show, especially if you've been watching this whole time, you're a maniac, first of all. Second of all, hit the subscribe. Go over to YouTube if you're watching on X. My panel's completely gone now. But, I'm going to overbook next week. We're going to get so many people on. I can bring in 9 other people, and maybe I will. Starting next week. I'm hitting up Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa, I'm coming for you. But a few other things to talk about, I guess. Or I could go throw up and take a nap. I might just do that instead. But yeah, definitely like the show. I haven't plugged any of my stuff today. Go check out the album if you haven't. It's a banger. You can get all my shit for free. I do everything for free. I got an audio podcast out there. Go to SoundCloud, follow on SoundCloud, Dr. Huge Show, Dr. Huge Show, Apple Podcasts. If you listen the audio version, I make a podcast out of this. I got new clips. I got new shorts on the YouTube channel, folks. Go watch the clips. Go watch the shorts. Go wash the shorts. Go wash the balls. And all that stuff. Go watch some past broadcasts where I show you pictures like this. Alexa Bliss getting a wedgie. She showed up last night in a clip I saw meeting up with Nia Jax and her new little friend, Candice LeRae. And there were threats being made by both ladies. So that happened. See what I'm saying? Like, I'm supposed to talk about all this wrestling stuff, and it's really like that. Like that's interesting. It wasn't. It's just Alexa Bliss is kind of back. She's holding a doll backstage. And a Wyatt fuzzy moment happened on the TV. Okay. Guess I'll just wait for it to happen, I'm not clicking on QR codes. I'm too old for that. I don't do that. No QR codes for this guy. The USA got screwed in the Netflix deal, huh? Well, I heard the international viewers get to see a lot more stuff, like Roman Reigns screaming in the air in slow-mo for like 30 seconds. Pretty funny, actually. And I wish I could see that over and over every week. Because, that's what I pay for. Not paying for us. I'm paying to see Roman Reigns scream in slow motion or commercials. Oh, look who's back. Didn't even make a sound. Usually it goes bloop bloop like somebody's here. Are you here,
All
Reezy?
right, I'm back. I'm
He's
back.
back, everybody. So, any thoughts on Ricky Starks in NXT?
Well, I have a couple thoughts on that. For one, I feel like he's not going to get any better treatment. He'll get a little bit better, but he's just going to be an undercard in WWE.
Yeah.
Everybody's expecting him to be this big star, and the reason I say that is because you people got to understand is that WWE has a loaded roster right now with stars and names much bigger than his, and they're just not going to jump him through the top. Him being on NXT would be the biggest push he'll get. I think he should have. I know he went where the money was at, but I feel like he should have went elsewhere to become the big name. But I don't know, man. We'll see. We still don't know what his name's going to be. They didn't call him Ricky Starks. And there's rumors that he may. No, they didn't call. They didn't say Ricky Starks. They didn't call him by his name. Correct me if I'm wrong, people, but I did not hear them say Ricky Starks. So there's rumors he could have a name change, which also was going to be bad because people has known him his whole.
They came for him again as Ricky Starks. That's what he was going to say. Yep. Now I can.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
I'm just saying,
who's this? The Sleaze is back with us too.
the Sleaze is back.
In transit.
In transit. I felt bad because Reezy freaking disappeared again.
That's all right. You know I can handle these shows. I can go all night long. I can just blab all fucking day.
Yeah, man. It's I don't know, man. I just hope this goes good for the guy.
Yeah, I do too. It would be funny one day to see him and LA Knight have a promo battle because they're both doing.
That'll be great.
They're both doing kind of like the Rock gimmick.
Oh yeah.
Who are we talking about now?
Ricky Starks in NXT. He showed up this week.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to be a dick, but this guy is 36 years old. He's
So
36 years old. He's been in the business for years. I don't know how long, but at least he's been in the business for a long time. And for him to come out of AEW and everybody's saying he could be this big name, and for him to go to NXT developmental.
That's what it is now. He's got to learn their style, Reezy.
Yeah, I know,
Exactly.
but I mean, like I said, I don't see the guy becoming a big star in WWE. He'll be a good, decent undercard, but
Well, what about LA Knight? LA Knight's like 80 years old when he got signed by WWE, and he's like technically a top guy, a mid-card top guy, but that's hard to get to that even that point because there are so limited spots and so many people.
yeah,
So, there's a chance.
There's a chance. But I mean, and then again, we also got to say anytime WWE brings somebody in, that means somebody's spots get to them.
Oh yeah. Yep. And you know what? Like, it makes me feel bad for like guys like the Perfect 10 there, Sean Spears.
Yes.
Like, they brought him back, and I'm like, oh man, Sean Spears. Yeah, I remember, that whole thing. And he was there before he was in NXT like for years. Remember, it took forever for him to get moved up. Then he gets moved up, gets cut like shortly after, goes to AEW, is the chairman there, and and then whoa, what is this? Is that you, Reezy?
No, I think that's me.
Oh, that's you.
Going on?
There
What the fuck is going on?
I'm just switching everybody around. I'm playing with my toys here. But anyway, there's just way too many spots. And now we're talking about. No, we're good. We're good. Miro's coming back. Fucking Aleister Black. Like, jeez. If that's all true and people want Ray Phoenix in there, There's no way we're ever going to see like them LWO
up,
guys.
Sleaze?
We're probably never going to see them ever again.
No. And I'm glad.
Poor guys.
Yeah.
Yep, there he goes. There he
I'm
is.
I'm driving around and have less technical fucking problems.
It's the Minnesota Wi-Fi, I think.
That's what it is.
You're in Minnesota, right?
Yeah, I ended up getting the phone call.
Well, we're gonna wrap up anyway soon, Reezy. So take the rest of the afternoon off. You killed it today.
Yeah, you deserve it.
Yep, you deserve it. You can hear us? All right. Have a good day, sir.
Jeez.
Yep. The best was Sasha Raines. Shout out to Sasha Raines. She's asking me all she wants to come on again, and she will.
She will.
I'll let you know. Yeah, you can't book yourself. I'll let you know. I'm the Baba Booey of the show as well. I'll be booking you. But
He's Triple H of this show.
But you got to get your Wi-Fi's together.
Jesus.
Yeah. And Reezy too. Maybe plug into something. Buy a laptop. You know. Buy a mic. Buy a green screen. What else can he buy?
Lights.
Buy some. Oh, he's trying to come back in. You're here again.
Oh God.
I am here again.
Again.
Uh-oh. All right. Well, I don't know if you heard me. You take the rest of the afternoon off. I'm about to wrap this thing up so I can go
All right.
vomit.
There you go.
Well, man, you get better, man. Get some rest, feel better, man. We don't want you sick, man.
Yep. I'm going to take my prayers and do my vitamins.
There you go, brother.
All right, man.
Take it easy, Reezy. I'll talk to you later.
You take it easy, too. Keep up, man.
All right. Later. Yep. So I was going to talk about NXT notes tonight. Go watch it. Maybe I'll be live tweeting it with everybody out here. Again, go over to YouTube. Subscribe there. We need to get the subscribers up. They're dripping in here and there, but let's get this going a little faster. We got clips again, like I said, a bunch of new stuff. We're always posting. Go to YouTube, follow there, and one more thing. I heard that the WWE wanted Sexy Red on TV permanently, or give her a permanent position. I don't know if you know. She's one of those stripper rappers, Sleaze.
Yeah, why would they do that?
And I've seen her on there, and I wasn't like impressed or anything. No. She came out and she twerks. Okay.
There's a lot of like female artists that are like that now. It's really bizarre.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything more obnoxious than, like, I thought country music was obnoxious.
It is.
But these stripper rappers, man, the female when they oh my God, that is the worst music ever.
Yeah.
And it's just talking about how they're bad bitches and they're getting bags and they're stealing this and they're doing that. It's like, yeah, okay, I don't trust any of these women with their raptor claws. It's like, how do you wipe your ass?
Oh.
You don't.
Oh.
Think about that. They don't.
They take shit. Oh, God.
Shitty raptor claws.
It's the shits.
Big fake asses that stink.
Yeah.
The fake ones, there's a whole thing about these Sleaze where these constructed asses by doctors, they actually like leak and they smell.
Oh, God damn it. Why?
And then you mix that with like the 7-day-old weave and stuff that hasn't been taken. Woof. Woo-wee. And then they go, I'm the boss.
Oh.
How about this for a hot take, everybody? I just noticed this. I had an epiphany this week watching my competitive reality shows again. And remember Miss New York from like Flavor of Love? That black chick?
Yes.
You know who that is in wrestling, right?
No.
I one day I just went, oh my God, that's Sasha Banks.
Sasha Banks.
That is literally her character. The
It
voice, the way she talks. She's New York.
Yeah.
She's just a lamer version.
Yeah. It's right. It's true. Oh, God.
So, my goodness. Yeah. Go check that out, Paladin. If you don't know, if you're too young, I don't know if you're, 100 years old like Dr. Huge, but, this Miss New York, she's Sasha Banks.
Yeah.
The OG Sasha Banks. I couldn't believe it. I went, how did I not see this earlier and make this connection? They must have literally said, how like The Rock even said he was like Deion Sanders and he was pulling inspiration from like douchebags, basically, he thought at the time.
Yeah.
And I think that's exactly what the creative or Sasha herself was thinking. She's like, I'm going to be New York from the reality shows. Boom.
I don't think she's that smart, but it's a good hypothesis.
Oh, man, I wish I could pull video, but they copyright me for everything on this YouTube.
Oh, don't you worry. I'll have my creative team come up with something.
Nice. Awesome. Well, I think that's all we got for you this afternoon, folks.
Yes.
We did it, though. I came in sick for all of you. So definitely hit those buttons. Go check out the store on Teespring, Dr. Huge Store. Go follow the Sleaze on Twitter, will you? Follow me on Twitter. Everything Dr. Huge Show around here, and you'll be able to find us all. And thank you to Reezy, of course, for showing up. And thank you to everybody in the future that will show up as well.
Yes.
Yep. We're killing it. We're doing it. I'll be back most likely tomorrow night or Monday night. Yep. Today's Saturday, and Monday night is before Raw, so I'll probably be back then. If not Tuesday, if not Wednesday, you know the deal.